This is the terrifying story of dead silence. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers set off into Russia's Ural Mountains. They never came back. Let me repeat that. 9 experienced hikers set off into Russia's Ural Mountains. They never came back. Here is everything you need to know. In February 1959, 9 students from the Physical Culture Institute in the Ural set off into the mountains for a skiing trip. The group was led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. He chose a difficult route that would take them through deep snow and over ice-jammed rivers. But the group was up for the challenge. They were a tight-knit bunch who had trained for months. On the first day, they hiked to the base of a mountain called Otorten. They spent the night in their tents, but on the 1st of February, they pitched their tent on the side of a mountain known to locals as Dead Mountain. That name alone should have been a warning. Something happened that night. Something no one has ever fully explained. The next morning, rescue teams found the tent slashed open from the inside. Their belongings, shoes, and jackets were left behind. It was as if they had fled into the forest, and that is exactly what they had done. Rescue teams found footprints in the snow leading away from the camp, but when they got to the forest, the trail disappeared. The hikers had fled barefoot into minus 30 degrees Celsius temperatures. It would have been unbearable. Most likely they took off their boots to make it easier to climb into the tent. But what happened next? Some died of hypothermia. Others in stranger ways. On February, 2 hikers were found dead near a river. One had a crushed skull. The other's ribs were broken with a force like a car crash. Yet no bruises, no external wounds. One woman's tongue was gone, her eyes missing. They found her face frozen in terror. When the rest of the group was found, they too showed signs of trauma. 2 had head injuries, 2 had chest trauma, and 1 had a fractured skull. One of the women was found without a face. Her nose and lips had been completely ripped off. All 9 had cuts and severe frostbite. But what caused those injuries? The scene didn't match any known natural phenomenon. There were no avalanches, no rock slides, no lightning strikes, no wild animals. It was as if they were running from something they couldn't see. Over the years, many theories have emerged. Some blame a military experiment, others a secret Soviet weapons test. Some blame an avalanche, but there would have been other signs. Some blame an angry Mansi tribesman, but he would have left signs of a struggle. Some blame alcohol poisoning, but there were no empty bottles. The tent was cut from the inside. What was out there that night? What drove these experienced hikers to flee into the freezing cold, to abandon their coats, and most of all, to abandon hope? In 2019, a Russian investigation gave us the closest thing to an answer. According to reports, an unknown object crashed into the mountainside, causing an avalanche. But even if true, that still leaves us with more questions than answers. Why did the hikers run away? Why were their faces mutilated? Why were their tongues cut out? We may never know what really happened on Dead Mountain. All we know is that something happened that night, something terrifying that turned a fun ski trip into a nightmare, something that turned friends into victims, something that turned a group of experienced hikers into corpses strewn across the Ural Mountains. And now you know the terrifying story of dead silence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. Until next time.